Supernova by aespa almost instantly grew to be more than just an aespa release, and really became an event all on its own across the entire K-pop community. It certainly helps that it's as successful as it is right now, currently still #1 on most charts in Korea almost 2 months after its release. Very few songs tend to do this in K-pop anymore, it seems. We've had our hits throughout the last couple of years, like Ditto immediately comes to mind, but not as many K-pop songs rise to ubiquity among the K-pop community and general public as they used to. aespa themselves were surprised that Supernova is as successful as it is, and that it's more successful and well received than Armageddon is currently. And I want to look into why that is. What makes Supernova as good as it is? Why is it so well received? By all accounts, Supernova is an experimental, albeit very simple song. It combines many aspects of aespa's previous successes and honors the musical color of SM Entertainment all at the same time. Supernova feels not so much like a logical next step, but perhaps a dimensional leap across from Next Level. aespa's genuinely immaculate debut year throughout 2021 and what is afforded for them and K-pop cannot be understated here. I really believe Next Level and Savage's stubbornly experimental natures are critical factors as to what made Supernova such an easy win for aespa as a group. They've established such a recognizable soundscape through their discography that has conditioned audiences to approach their more experimental releases with more of an open mind. I strongly believe that Savage couldn't have been as well received as it was without the work of Next Level, and it's the same idea that I have in mind with Supernova's success having a dependency on their previous releases. aespa's identity builds and strengthens with each release in this way, and Supernova seems to harken back to most of their previous works in meaningful ways, but I do hesitate to call Supernova an exact return to form, as it goes without the explicit references to Kwangya we got in songs like Next Level, but it's a pretty solid reminder as to what makes this group so special and valuable in the current generation. It's aespa's previous risk-taking, but equally as much the universal call for quirky and maximalist K-pop that cultivated Supernova's quite inevitable success. It is so brazenly experimental, vibrant, colorful, daring, everything most people have been missing from K-pop as of recently, but very, very important to also consider is not just by the song itself, but also the music video, the outfits, the choreography, the performance that aespa puts on to meet this song's concept where it is. The video matches the narrative of the song quite perfectly, packed full of memorable moments capable of becoming trends all on their own. We got the dance break arm movement, Winter swinging around on the tower, the weird CG picture sequence, and so on. aespa goes all out, and characteristic of most SM groups, they commit fully to the concept, which is very important to the success of this song. Supernova is thematic. It's a narratively ambiguous song, but very intentionally so because of the message it's trying to get across both in the lyrics and even the production of the song itself. We get lyrics like, "The event is approaching, searching for the origin, bring the light of a dying star, look at the universe I've created." We know the event in question is the star that's about to collapse onto itself. aespa describes how the star is growing larger and larger. The imminent event is the moment the star stops expanding, suddenly shrinks infinitely small before the coalesced energy bursts into a supernova explosion. In terms of the general public, for people who aren't in tune to K-pop or the lore of aespa, Supernova doubles perfectly as a motivational, rise to the occasion kind of song. You as the listener are the event that is imminent. Your potential is about to reach its pinnacle before collapsing into a supernova-like explosion where the aftermath delivers a reality that you have desired. Your expanding potential finally becomes something real, infinitely bigger than you ever could have expected, and something that will change the perception of the world around you. A supernova is unavoidable and all-encompassing, a perfect kind of symbolism for listeners to apply to themselves as their own supernovas. It's the massive event where everything has the potential to change, presenting a succinct but open enough book for the listener to write their own context into. It's the modulated vocals in the chorus, the synth line that drags along as they speak. Whatever the narrator is talking about is already here, and the people around them are going to have to deal with it. When they say the event is imminent, they certainly mean it, and the production of the song backs them up on it. The chorus reminds me a little bit of the modulated vocals we see in the chorus of FX's New Year B.O. Again, SM's musical legacy and aespa's contribution to that is a big reason why I think Supernova is as well received as it is. Even the progression of the song feels like the trajectory of an actual supernova explosion. From the first verse to the bridge are the final moments of the star slowly expanding. The dance break is the star suddenly shrinking to an infinitely small scale before exploding into a supernova in the final chorus, where all previous elements of the song are now incorporated. The rapid expansion of the supernova explosion is now, and it's seeking to change everything. And I think that's it. Supernova is just insanely effective at what it does. It's a perfectly crafted song around a unique but relatable concept via the symbolism of a supernova explosion. There's intention behind it. aespa themselves commit fully to the performance the song requires, and Supernova fills a market for quirky, maximalist K-pop that has been generally left behind in the current generation of K-pop. Supernova meets the demands of that market, but runs an extra mile given everything that makes up the concept behind this song. That's something that I think is often overlooked when considering the full scope of the success of this song, which is just how much every aspect of this release commits itself to what the song is setting out to do. It is a polished product all around with no cut corners in terms of the concept it tries to present. It's an experimental song that had a strong likelihood of being polarizing or divisive, and aespa set up no kind of safety net in the case of it having a mixed reception. They took the risk and it paid off incredibly well. This is on its way to be their most successful song to date. I really like Supernova, and while I'm actively trying to distance myself from caring about things like streaming numbers, album sales, and chart positions, I think it is interesting to consider the precedence a song like this in all its incredible success may have in the industry from this point forward. We may be back to the maximalist K-pop being the dominant market in a matter of months. It kind of already seems like it's headed in that direction already, with IVE's last two singles, even New Jeans' more recent songs having bridges to them. We're kind of back, and I think Supernova may have been the final nail in the coffin in all its international success, that this is what the masses are yearning for. We need maximalism in K-pop again. But that is what I think about this. Supernova is pretty much slated to be my song of the year, unless another song sweeps its way up to the #1 spot. I do have a suspicion that it might be my #1 most played song on Spotify Wrapped this year. There's just something about it. Beyond the reasons and justifications I tried to give in this video, it feels very meaningful to aespa as a group and K-pop as a whole in a way that I think will become more apparent over time. I actually had a very hard time making a script for this song, and I've been wanting to talk about it ever since it was released. I feel like I captured most of the essence of what makes it meaningful, but I just don't know. It seems like there's something more to it that I can't pinpoint at this moment in time. But for now, it's an insanely good song that tackles its concept with a furious intention that I think ought to be an industry standard in K-pop. If it proves nothing else, it's that there is a way, a very easy way, to make commercial songs lyrically without having to sacrifice the integrity of the song's concept. Supernova is the shining example of this, in my opinion. But yeah, let me know what you think about Supernova, if you feel the same way or differently about it. Thank you for watching this. If you did, subscribe if you want to, and I will see you next time. And I think Supernova may have been the final nail in the coffin in its international success, that this is what the masses are yearning for. We need Marxism in K-pop. Okay, Marxism. Yeah, we need Marxism in K-pop again.